Before I begin, I want you to understand that tonight anything can happen. I'm going to be working with your collective energy fields, and from my experience, working with large groups of people often leads to profound and sometimes surprising results. So I hope you're ready for an adventure and a huge transformation in your abundance frequency before the call is over. First off, I hope you got a pen and paper ready or anything to take down some notes, because trust me, you're going to want to remember some of this stuff. Let's start with a short outline of what you're going to be learning during this 1-hour session. Energy clearing exercise itself will come at the second half of this session. And I want to give you a little background on it and why it's vitally important. In the first section, I'm going to talk to you about the truth about money. And here, I'm going to show you why money might not be what you think it is. And then I'll give you a short but very important self-reflection exercise. Second, the second section is extremely important, and I'll tell you about abundance blocks and why they're holding you back from your wealth. Here I'll also share a couple of fascinating and maybe a little shocking stories about my clients and how they completely turn their lives around by overcoming their abundance blocks. And the third section, we're going to look at how energy block clearing works. Now, I have to be honest, I was a little hesitant to share this at first because, a lot of energy healers never share their secrets. But I believe you deserve to have this information because it'll help you get even better results in your life. In the fourth section, and this is the one you've been waiting for, an energy clearing session. And in this session, I'll use my gift to tap into the collective energy field of all of us and elevate you guys for abundance. And I can't stress how valuable this will be because very few healers would do this kind of thing online. So no matter what, stick around. Do not miss this session. Okay, so you guys ready? I'm so excited. All right. The truth about money. And the abundance kind of energy just hits my body. It just makes me giggle. So, all right. So I'm going to ask you guys a couple of questions and just note down whatever answers come to you. All right. So, what is abundance and money like for you? Is it easy to get? Is it hard to hold on to? Is it only found on credit cards? How about that? Is money a non-issue in your life because you have plenty? So for whatever reason you're on this call, I can tell you this. I've had thousands of clients who felt hindered in their ability to manifest abundance in the form of cash, wealth, or other things associated with material energy. They wanted these things so they could have a freedom to experience life a certain way for themselves. To love their children a certain way. For instance, how about sending your kid to a great school or sharing cultures, traveling, loving them any way you wanted because you had the resources to do it. For some people, hearing the phrase, the love of money is the root of all evil, became a program that you guys bought into and think that it's bad to have it. But I see a lot of moneyed people doing philanthropy. Even Mother Teresa had millions of dollars given to her from wealthy people. She had these resources available to her that made her an excellent abundance magnetizer. So money is just an energy that you can use to do good things for you, which might surprise you to call money that way. If I had known, I wish I had really, but I'm going to teach you guys 20 years ago, my whole world would be so much different. Starting in my mid-20s, I manifested an abundance most people would only dream of, and I am really honestly being conservative when I say this, because I truly, honestly don't like to brag or talk about myself. I'm just giving you this information so you can know where I'm coming from. But I've lived a multimillionaire's lifestyle with the cars, the private plane, multiple homes in 3 parts of the world, 5-star vacations, and I've done it all. And I had a lot of fun doing it. I hung out with loads of rich people, celebrity rich people, business rich people, like you name it. And I watched how they think and act about money. I learned that wealthy people think money is easy to get and they have no issue trying to figure out the whole game of it. In fact, they think it's kind of fun. And it's only an energy that they mastered doing what they love. That's really it. They just mastered an energy. So I get what it takes to manifest a lot of money. And I also get the whole other reality of being poor. I mean, I did the poor, broke college kid. I had no cash. I worked my whole way through college, putting myself through college. I had no handouts. I wish I had. So I've done the whole range of manifesting abundance. But I also get to do what I love for a living. So I've worked with over 10,000 people clearing their blocks to happiness, and these blocks include not having enough prosperity and abundance. So I think I pretty much have a PhD in finding and clearing blocks from people. So here's what I know for sure. I think manifesting anything, including cash, money, less income, more income, is basically a sum total of all your energy frequencies and the patterns that you received in your life that make up your thoughts, ideas, judgments, and all the conclusive evidence that you agreed, aligned with, bought and sold yourself as true for you. Yeah, we buy and sell ourselves what our story is, and all your energetic frequencies are made up of this energy and these stories and these conclusions and these decisions about manifesting. And these stories either create the huge door being shut to abundance or the big golden door being open and flowing for more and more abundance. So that's the truth about money from an energetic place. You have an energetic set point about money, cash, and things about abundance and life. I'm going to talk a little bit about the abundance blocks and why they're holding everybody back from wealth. As you should know by now, abundance blocks are subconscious barriers society has implanted in you, and they silently, behind the scenes, sabotage your efforts to gain wealth. And these abundance blocks could come from anywhere: your parents, your mentors, your friends, the media, and the government. And how do you get these? Well, think about it like this. As a child, did you ever hear your parents complaining about greedy and unethical rich people? And how the government always sides with them instead of the masses. I heard that a few times. Did you ever hear that line from the Bible saying it's harder for a rich man to enter heaven than for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle? Or have you ever watched a movie, listened to a song, or read an article that calls money the root of all evil? How about in high school or college? Were you ever told that working hard is the only key to success? Well, all of these things sound pretty insignificant when you just hear them, but silently, sneakily, they latch onto your subconscious mind and form abundance blocks in you. And the result of this influence is in plain sight, because many of you probably listening are saddled with subconscious fears towards money, because somewhere deep inside you, we relate it to greed and evil. And some of us spend way too much time at work thinking that back-breaking work is the only path to success. You know, we overlook opportunities, we're often too afraid to invest, and we always second-guess ourselves. And the list goes on and on. Now, I need you to understand this because it's important. Even having just one abundance blocks is enough to completely derail your life. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the abundance blocks. What if you had an abundance block that causes you to believe hard work equals success? You might become the kind of person who works 60, 70, even 80 hours a week. You might come home late every night and miss countless precious moments with your family and friends. You might even overexert yourself and end up in the hospital, or even worse. You see, left unchecked, even one single abundance block can ruin your life. And what I've found is that most of us have at least a half dozen or more abundance blocks affecting us to different degrees. Now, let me highlight a couple of the most common abundance blocks for you. Okay. Block number 1, believing that money is the root of all evil. So I want you to think for a moment. Let's go back to the phrase that the love of money is the root of all evil. If you believe that, even a little, on an energetic playing field, you are being that energy. You're being it. It's in you. And that energy closes the big door to abundance. even if you think logically, but you still have this pattern of belief that reads true, you're still blocked. And that's why people sabotage money by spending it and not saving it, blowing it all on stuff and filling up their home with things that take away peace and happiness. Your stuff starts to own you. So you then believe that that is evil. And you make that belief all the more strongly ingrained. When you energetically change this, then you believe it is safe, right, and good to have money and love money. And then you treat it like a friend. And you love it and you keep it around. It's so much more fun. So I think you have no choice whatsoever but to clear these things. I mean, truly, I think a big light bulb should go off in every one of you right now and in everyone in the world that you really have no choice but to clear these frequencies and beliefs. It's the only thing that will guide you out to having and keeping the money that you deserve. All right, block number 2, treating your job as a source of your income. How many of you believe that a job is the source of your abundance? I think a job is a thing you choose to do that creates value and you put your energy into it. But does the energy of your job add to your life, or does it steal it and deplete it and take it away? And here's what I mean by that. A job is a choice, and you put your life force, you put your heart into it, and you know that it gives you money back. And this job is often called your livelihood. Notice that word, lively. Your life depends on it, and it gives you the money back to live. Now, in other words, you give life to it, and it gives life back to you. And for some of you, this conclusive evidence is strong enough that you stay in a job that makes you unhappy and not well lived. What I mean is you give your heart and soul to something that you don't prefer, and if you live this way, you're giving life to something that zaps you. It's not like it gives you back life fullness. So there's pros and cons to this way of living. Most people regret jobs that they had if they don't believe that they can get money from other places. This fear-based, it's truly a fear-based worth ethic, limits how many times you live a happy life. This fear-based work ethic limits how many times, and how much energy you can put towards happiness in your future. Fear is such a low vibration. I mean, fear-based thinking, again, closes that big old door on abundance. It closes the door to happiness. Have you ever been in a space where you're truly happy and everything goes right? That's what you would want in a job. So this thing you call a job that you spend 40 hours a week doing should feel like that to you, happy and in the flow. I actually have another story about somebody working really, really hard. I had this amazing client, Julia G, and she was doing this 3-month abundance course with me. And she wrote me an email that when she started using some of the secret formulas to basically raise your energetic frequency and clear out the blocks, she had this whole work hard thing. So what she did is she actually went and started playing. And her income, she said within 2 weeks, basically increased by $4,500. And she said, I'm reading part of her email now. She says she felt like she worked less, even though that wasn't the case. But because she felt happy in her particular reason, it felt like everything, she said, and later in the email, she said everything worked like clockwork. There were no blocks in anything getting done. And when she went to work, it felt really, really easy. So that's kind of the energy of the flow that can happen. And she said 2 months later, she sent me another email basically saying that she was working less. But that's kind of how it starts once you start unwinding all these things. So here's the deal. I have discovered thousands of ways that we block our wealth and abundance. And these wealth and abundance thoughts, ideas, stories can block everything that we're trying to create in our energy field. In fact, I believe that if everyone changed these, they would never, ever, ever have a money issue again. And I can prove this a little further. So let's go to the whole idea that thoughts are things. If I had told you earlier that your love for money is good, and you knew it as your birthright, that you really energetically resonated with this concept, that the love of money is good for you. Quantum physics suggests that if you look at something, you change how the energy behaves. So if you look at a molecule and you believe it's going to spin in a circle, that's what it does. If another person looks at the molecule and they believe it's going to go straight up and down, that's what it does. So if you look at the thought, loving money is good, then loving money acts like a magnet to bring you more money. But there are thoughts, all unconscious to you, that act like the very barrier you may never know you have towards manifesting everything. Now, note, we only get programmed if we believe what somebody energetically shows us. It could be mom and dad, it could be society, teachers, authority figures, religious figures, and anything else that you hold dear. The things that we love the most are actually the things that program us the most, because we love them and we want to make them happy, like your mom and dad. Seriously, I would have never known any of this until I went into the energy of so many people and literally looked at their souls, right? And what they were doing. And their lives changed by us working on releasing all these strange and twisty stories that we soak in and basically make true in our world, in our reality bubble. For most of us, these stories are not wrong with us, meaning, we think, what's wrong with me? That question that we always ask, that sums up a story that we bought and sold to ourselves energetically, making it more real. You should start asking the question, why am I telling myself this silly story? If you believe that money is evil, for instance, why did I even dream up of this story? Believe it and then make it real. So you're going to have to pay a little bit more attention to some of the thoughts that you're thinking. So here are some of the blocks that I've uncovered. And there's about 25 of them, which I call the main abundance blocks that absolutely need to be cleared, no matter what, in order for you to start living in abundance. One of them is if you think that source, energy, or God, whatever word you want to call that, abandoned you at some level or won't help you get what you want in some part of your life, then you're probably blocked. That energy can read as shame, fear, and unworthiness. If you think money is the root of all evil, you're blocked. If you think I'm spiritual and I don't need money, all I need is source, you're blocked. One of my clients, Amber, she did the 3-month coaching calls on abundance. She had some interesting energy on spiritual things. She's a life coach. She's a therapist. She's spiritually inclined. She was trying to start her own venture, not wanting to work a job anymore. Those were her words. She had a few blocks on the pressure to starting her own business. But I want you guys to really understand something. She had these insane ideas that she had to help people and not receive any income. And some of these were really hidden to her. She didn't put it all together until she started the journey. And what I want you to understand is the universe is always bringing us things. I mean, seriously, Mother Teresa manifested millions of dollars. So the universe is abundant and is not opposed to you changing and opening to new opportunities. I mean, she has to pay rent just like everybody else. Here is how it all started for her. At the start of the 3-month program, she had 15 clients a month. At the end of the 3-month program, she had 25 clients a month. And she says it's since started growing. I mean, it keeps growing. And that's an extra $30,000 to her. She no longer has to struggle to pay her bills every month. I mean, how can you help people if you're always stressed out trying to figure out how to pay your bills? I mean, that's really not, stress is not love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. It's not really the higher vibrations. So if you think you can't be spiritual and have money, you're going to be blocked. Because money is a natural outflow of the loving support from the universe. And if you believe any of these things, the universe can't just show it up for you. If you believe that rich people are greedy and do bad things for money, you're going to be blocked. I know hundreds of wealthy, nice people who make a lot of money. They're philanthropic, they're abundant, they love life, they care about people. They donate their time and love and money to things. So truth or false? I mean, seriously, this is a lie that, rich people are greedy and do bad things. I mean, some people might have that intent, but obviously not the ones in my circle anyway. So If I have money, people will only want me for my money or keep asking me for things. That's a total block, a total fear. You know, I had a very wealthy friend, and people would always ask him for things. And then what he would do is he'd just completely empower them. He'd help them. I mean, for him, he looked at money as an opportunity to help people who may need some help. I mean, that's how he looked at it. If you went to the negative about it, he wouldn't be wealthy, right? Because he'd be blocking the money from showing up. How about starving artists? I mean, that's a program that infiltrated the planet. A lot of them became millionaires after they died. One of my coaching clients on the 3-month journey, she was an artist, and she had this program. She said she was a starving artist. And she was so happy when we worked on these blocks. For her, what happened is, about 8 weeks into the program, she felt so free. Like, people would randomly start coming to her and buying her artwork where she before felt blocked. A gallery picked her up, and then she had this cool idea, like she called it a download, you know, an inspiration, of how she was going to use her art and help children. And very shortly thereafter, she found this philanthropic rich guy to basically help her do that. So that literally happened within a short amount of time once she cleared her block about being a starving artist. I mean, how amazing is that? Another belief that people have is you have to struggle to make money. Another one of my clients, Estella Rodriguez, she did the Unlimited Abundance 3-month coaching program. And you're not going to believe this story. I mean, anybody listening who's ever had to struggle with medical bills will completely be astonished, because we all know that those things can bankrupt somebody and just, you know, I mean, like literally ruin a whole family's life, right? So she had this whole belief about struggle to make money, which she cleared. And here's what happened. The day after she set the intent and signed up for it, the first thing that happened is she got a $1,600 tax return after somebody redid her taxes, okay? So the first accountant made a mistake, then it was $1,600 tax return. And that was great. But 3 months into it, her husband almost died and spent 5 days in the hospital. The bill was more than $58,000. It did not include, on top of that, the $3,000 for the ambulance and the $3,000 for the doctors. And they don't have medical insurance, okay? So she used some of the formulas that I taught her, the techniques, and the abundance started flowing. I mean, look at this. I mean, this brave woman did not go into fear. She said, no matter what, I'm going to get out of this. She did a few of the techniques. She called the ambulance company and found out 2 weeks after they started, you know, calling and everything, the bill was knocked down from $3,000 to $650, which they totally paid. Then they also arranged to make payments on the doctor's bill, which was, you know, they're fine with that. Then they applied for a program that somebody randomly talked to them about. It was very serendipitous. And it's called like a sponsor care bill or something. And they received a note from the hospital, and she swears it was these techniques that helped her. But the letter came, and she said the $58,000 bill was waived. I mean, seriously, how many people ever get a $58,000 hospital bill waived? How energy block clearing works. The good news is it's very possible to remove your abundance blocks, but the challenge is that it's not something you can do alone, because even if you know exactly what they are, even if you make a logical decision to break free from them, your existing energetic frequency and subconscious thought programs will always pull you back to square one, back to the same limiting beliefs and behaviors. That's why the key to liberating yourself from them is to go to the source, the part of your energetic field known as the abundance frequency. And that's where I come in. Using my unique gift for tapping into people's energy fields, I can access your abundance frequency and systematically remove all the blockages that are holding it down. I mean, seriously, it's the most liberating, exhilarating, and life-changing process. So you're probably wondering, how does it work? When I'm with a client, what do I do? Well, I start by reading the client's energy field and balancing it. and I create this sort of like mold or this pattern, I guess, of perfect energy template that has already been liberated from the specific abundance block that we're targeting. And I further enhance this mold by injecting positive beliefs and attributes into it before projecting it back into the client's field. And the result is instant energetic transformation with little to no effort on the client's part, which they love. This technique works both on individuals and also in groups. In fact, you're going to experience it firsthand in the energy clearing session shortly. Now, speaking of groups, how many of you have heard of the Maharishi effect? It's a scientifically documented phenomenon in which large groups of people can more quickly and effectively spark positive change by focusing on a common goal. In a number of fascinating case studies, it has been shown to help reduce crime rates in cities, decrease unemployment rates, and even increase stock prices. So just imagine what it can do for an individual's life. The key is collective consciousness. When we're in a group, we'll tap into each other's energy fields and use this large mass of energy to more effectively eliminate each other's abundance blocks. And the results you will get will be miles beyond what you're experiencing. Here's what's really cool. In the 3-month coaching program, I get to watch what excited everybody the most and what created the most amount of change in people. And it's very interesting. One of the things that triggered everybody is mimicking their parents' beliefs. You know, people had so many deep-rooted stuff that they, just uncovered that they'd, duplicated from their parents, and they had no clue that they did it. So I'm going to give you guys, the amazing clearing on that stuff, because I think that that's really what kind of went in the deepest. And so it's going to be really, really fun. Okay, now, what you guys might not know, so I'm going to just talk about a little bit here, is that a lot of these blocks were pre-programmed into you when you were grabbing your parents' energy to make sure that you felt loved, because you needed your parents to love you, feed you, care about you. A child needs to learn how to be in the world, so you mimicked it. And if your parents' vibration was about lack, we're going to use these techniques to clear that. If you are scared of letting go of things and you're not sure while we're doing this, I want you to know that it's your choice whether you take the energy or not. You're the chooser. I am the door opener. And if you're really, really tired of not getting what you want in life, you're in the right place at the right time. If you take this energy, you're going to be lifted. If you're aware of energy and the sensations of it, you're going to feel something. Now, I have to tell you, if you cannot feel anything while this is going on, I'm kind of sorry to say, but you're a little blocked, because somewhere you shut off some of your feelings, like you checked out a little bit. Now, this doesn't mean it's right or wrong or good or bad. I'm just kind of giving you a true awareness of where you're at. All right. And so you can ask with intention, just clear some of that while you're in the session, because some of that will also shut off your awareness. So to get started, I'm going to need you guys to relax and take care and kind of think of what your heartfelt needs are, because now is the time to change. So are you ready to change? And if you're a little blocked on handling change, you might get a little emotional or something. And this is because you embodied a lot of stuff. And this junk needs to come out sometime, and today's the day. If you're not feeling happy, you're probably filled with some of this junk. If you don't wake up sometimes really happy and thrilled with your life, then you might be a little blocked on, the positive kind of feel-good energy. If you can't handle life in some way, you're probably a little blocked. If you don't, you have push and pull with love, you're probably a little blocked. And love's going to be a big door opener that's going to clear a lot of things. So are you guys ready? This is going to change you. Okay, so open your energy to receive. Imagine a big door opening to new and exciting things. Now, if you're aware of the light, I'm going to talk about source and light. If you're aware, great. If you feel a little blocked while you're doing it, just imagine it anyway. The universe will gift to you no matter what you can see or not see, okay? So just expand your energy and open the door. Now open your heart and imagine that once you've opened the door, it just sends a nice light beam into your heart. Woo, all right. I can feel a lot of you guys just opened up. Now take your energy up about 300 feet above your head, and I want you to connect to Source, whatever that means to you. Just connect to light, connect to Source. Okay, go a little higher, some of you. All right, now this light is going to come into your body, and it's going to open up things so that you know you are loved. Okay, so let this light come into your crown. Knowing the truth that you are loved, allow this light to come into your eyes. Seeing the truth that you are loved, let this light come into your throat. Communicating into your future, what you truly want. Open your heart and let the light in so that you can have new ideas, and let the light come into your torso so that you can be in your power. Allow this light to come into your hips and legs so that you can be rooted in your upgraded reality. Let the energy of this light flow into the ground until you feel rooted in new, abundant opportunities. And in the center of the planet, you're going to feel this really cool happy place, this happy dimension. Allow this light to come back up, straight up into your heart. You're now connected from above and below. Let this light radiate out 10, 20, 30, 40 feet, wherever you feel comfortable and expanded. So it's like you have a great central sunshine in the middle of your heart, and just ask it to radiate out. So now you're filled with these frequencies that can start shifting things. You might not be aware of it yet, but this is a really high vibration that I'm asking to kind of come into you guys. So let more light in. So just think, wow, if I could take some more in, what would I do? Just let it in. This energy is about perfect plans in your future. In your world, you might not have your life planned for abundance, and I want you to plan for this new life. In this new plan, you can have your average income increase. So let this light come in and ask it to turn into new income, new bonuses, new wealth, new prosperity. Are you feeling it? If you're not, let go of any resistance in your body. It's clues that you're blocked and resisting something. Now let's take a look at some of these blocks. Did you or your parents ever think that money was evil, bad, or you were ashamed to have it? Okay, if so, I'm going to do a clearing statement that's going to clear all the stories about that, okay? So we're going to delete those stories, de-story it, uncreate it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. So what I'm asking is for this energy to leave all parts of your reality field. Time, dimensions, space, and reality. We're going to delete it, de-story it, and uncreate it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. So think of a moment when you might have thought money, or your parents thought money was evil or bad and you shouldn't have it. Okay, so everything that created that story inside you, will you delete it, uncreate it, and de-story it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Anywhere you hold this in your field, it's no longer needed. Give yourself the gift of abundance and let it go. All right, are you ashamed at anything that ever happened about your money or cash or credit cards or debt, any of that stuff? Is there any shame kind of hanging out there? Some of you might feel it in some part of your body. You might feel a little heavy or a little sad. Maybe your mom, when you're growing up, or dad felt a little ashamed about how they cared for money. You might have accidentally soaked that in too. So anywhere you guys can feel that energy that's blocking your flow to abundance, will you uncreate it, delete it? Yes, de-story it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Just let it go. Okay, any other lower frequencies? Fear or guilt associated with debt, credit card debt, money? Anywhere your parents wouldn't let you have it, and if you wanted it, you felt badly or ashamed about it, will you let that go too? Uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Now here's a really good one. How about you guys who can't hold on to money? You have to spend it like it's burning a hole in your pocket. Or if you get it, then something has to break in your life so that you just don't have it and you can remain broke. How many of you guys have that belief, or your parents had that belief? Okay, so uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. I'm going to say that one again. There's a lot of people who have that belief. A lot of people. Okay. How many of you guys are broken and broke and you can't hold on to money no matter what you do? Okay, and all the thinking and the stories and the beliefs and the ideologies and the events that culminated in this reality being in your field, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Okay. Any of you guys who felt like your spouse or your mate took all your money? Yeah, because you can't hold on to money, so you gave it away to other people, people you loved, and you trusted them, and they hurt you. Will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Okay, anywhere your parents didn't give you what you need regarding money, or you watched them struggle and struggle and struggle and not hold on to money, and then maybe even they blamed you as a kid, like, I had money until you came up. So any of you guys having that, will you uncreate it, delete it, and destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? All right, so anywhere you were told that, money doesn't grow on trees, so that's kind of saying, hey, money can't be increased very rapidly. You got to work really hard and then maybe you'll get it. Okay, so everything that is, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? All right, so now I can feel some of you guys are wanting to check out because it's kind of hitting some button. So just kind of stay present, let more light in. You can do it. Let it go. Okay, so any of you guys who feel like you have to work really, really, really hard, and then at the end of the day, you still might be broke, will you uncreate, delete all that? Yes. Across all time, dimension, space, and reality. So how many of your parents told you that you might not amount to anything unless you do it their way, which is work hard? Okay, everything that is, will you uncreate and delete all that across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? If you think that you have to earn every penny and still, one more time, never have enough at the end of the day, will you destroy, delete, and uncreate all that across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? If you believe that you have to work in an environment that does not support you, you gotta suck it up and go to work and maybe one day you'll be happy. Okay, so any of you guys living that dream, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? So what did you guys see your parents doing? Did you see them just go to work, suck it up, and complain about it all day long? Because if you watched your parents complain, you probably embodied that frequency of choosing a job that you have to complain about. So anything that is, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? How many of you guys let your parents talk you out of what you really wanted to go do? Okay, uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. So if you make less than what you want, you're blocked. So every reason under the sun that you gave yourself for why you can't live abundantly, uncreate all that, delete all that, destroy all that across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Okay, so any fractured part of you that truly believes, for whatever reason, that you have to live in an unsupportive world, let's delete all that too. Uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Did your mom and dad ever give you an allowance or an abundance, or gave you money and then made you feel bad about it? Will you uncreate all that, delete all that, destroy all that across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Woo! All right. My hope for you is that you guys can have life-giving abundance in your work environment, right? So anywhere else that you guys have to suck it up for whatever reason, will you uncreate it, delete it, and destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Any fractured part of you that truly believes that you have to live this way, whatever the way is that made you get on this call, right? Will you uncreate it, delete it, and destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? If you cannot love money and cash in abundance for some reason, will you uncreate it, delete it, and destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Did your mom and dad love money? So anywhere you picked up your whole parent's energetic blueprint about not loving money, not having money, not holding money, not keeping it safe, will you uncreate it and delete it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Any other reason that you can't have money, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Are you guys with me? Let's add some more light. Some of you guys are doing a lot of clearing stuff, so add some more light. It's going to open the big abundance door that's been locked. Just think open sesame. Woohoo! All right. Now, if your father had any things that he said all the time, whatever those phrases are, and you all know what they are, about money and debt, any of that made you feel bad or never enough or squashed you, yeah, all of those. Will you delete that, uncreate it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? That was a good one. What were your father's famous last words, huh? Okay, all those, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? So just let it pop in your head one more time. Is there any other thing that your father said that somehow took your money away right now? Is there any other thing that your father said or believed or did that's really a big old block to your door being open? Woo! All right. Uncreate, delete all that. Yes. Destroy all that across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, what about your mother? Did your mother work a lot? Did she stress a lot? Did she worry a lot? Did she struggle? Okay, anywhere you embodied her main blueprint for money, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? What was your mom's main idea about money? Did she have plenty or did she have little? What was her main blueprint? Okay, anywhere you guys copied that, uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Did your mom and dad fight about money? What was their main problem with their marriage, if there was one? If they fought about money, most people do. Was there too little coming in, too much going out? One's a saver, one's a earner. They put it on credit cards. Did they do more ups and downs on a roller coaster? Okay, all those stories that just kind of got conjured up right there that you had to witness and then you embodied, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Now, I want you to look at your own life. Have you guys ever done any of those things that just kind of popped up with mom and dad? Have you done any of those? Yeah, so anywhere you created this block in some part of you, uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Now I'm going to bring up an interesting one. Did you guys rebel against your mom and dad? Now, rebellion is okay, except for if you rebelled, but you were rebelling because you already knew somewhere subconsciously that you'd already embodied them and you were kind of irritated about it. Okay, because that's what rebellion can sometimes be. You're mad because you accidentally soaked them in. So anywhere you guys accidentally did that and you're reacting, uncreate it and delete all that across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Often teenagers are trying to push their parents out. That's what they're doing because they know they somehow soaked them in. So anywhere you guys are still doing this and still trying to prove them wrong and make them miserable by destroying your own life, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? I want you to think of the worst things that you ever did with money. Whatever that is to you, what is the worst thing that you ever did with money that kind of popped in your head? Okay, and what's your main emotion that's tied to this? Are you hurt? Are you mad? Are you ashamed? Are you avoiding money because of it? Will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Any of these emotions that still get conjured up, they're blocking you. I have a lot of clients who come to me and they say, I dealt with that. And I'm saying, yeah, but you didn't, because I can still see it. I wouldn't be able to find it in your field if it was gone. So any of those that are still hanging out, that you guys don't even want to discover, that you thought you cleared with, that are still there, will you uncreate it, delete it, destroy it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? So you're blocked until your money in abundance shows up. So now's the time. New intentions. And these intentions are going to pour into your energy field right now, fixing all your blocks. So just expand into your future. This new doorway is kind of opened. So see if you can burst it open a little bit and make the flow into the new pathway way more abundant. I want you to just visualize how you really want it to be. What is the income level that you want to have this next year? Do you want to work easy, like my friend Lawrence did? He made double the money working half the amount of time. All right. Create a new path now. Your abundance is waiting. Now, what else do you want to see in this next 2012 as far as abundance? Just put this in the energy now. We'll all add to everybody's energy and create it for each other. So visualize success, prosperity, doing a job you really, really love, spending plenty of time with the family and kids, and having lots of money come in. Do all the dream things that you have that you always wanted to do, that you've been procrastinating on. And let's set an intent that your abundance is exponentially manifested. It just shows up quickly. It shows up as this huge gift to you. You know exactly what guidance to follow in order to make it happen. Yeah, and it's just a breeze, and you're like thinking, wow, that was like so freaking easy. That was so easy. I just made more money than I've ever made. And my debts are paid off. And I get to be happy. Woo! Okay, and when you're ready, just open your eyes. How was that? Yeah, I could feel that people were taking a lot of energy, so there was a lot of good downloading going on. So take your energy up 300 feet where you see, sense, or feel the light. See, sense, or feel the light. And we all naturally do this when we say, hey, I'm going to pray about it. We take our energy up 300 feet and we kind of connect to the light, and we allow that light to start downloading into us. So some people see it, some people just take a deep breath. And basically the real truth is, when you think of light, you're doing it. Okay? So allow this light to start coming into the top of your head, connecting you to your true divine nature, which is basically abundance, love, unlimited possibilities, more than enough, right? So I want you to allow this light to start coming into the top of your head, connecting you to your true divine nature. And your true divine nature is basically abundance. It's love. It's unlimited possibilities. It's more than enough. And allow this connection to open and start coming in, filling you with more and more and more abundance, filling you with more and more truth, filling you with more and more love and support. And allow this light to come into your eyes so you can see the amazing skills and talents that you have, and you can see where your abundance and opportunities are, and you can see the things that will give you pleasure. And allow the light to come through your ears, opening you up so you can hear your guidance about what your true talents and skills are. And allow this light to come into your throat, opening up your communication between your heart and your head, so that you can have an amazing balance between what your head says to do and what your heart motivates you to do. And allow this light to come in. And again, we're asking for truth, and we're asking for your talents, and we're asking for your abilities and skills in creating abundance to show up, so that you can get paid for being you. Allow the light to come into your heart, opening up the connection to the things that give you pleasure, the things that you love, the things that motivate you, the things that give you a positive energy. And allow the light to come into your solar plexus and ask it to wash away anywhere you feel blocked today. And allow the light to wash away anywhere you don't trust yourself. Wash away any of the barriers to finding out the truth about what your shining talents and skills are, so that you can get paid being you. Allow the light to come into your stomach area, opening it up so that you feel empowered, so that you can take action, so that you can step forward. Allow the light to come into your hips, washing away anything that makes you feel stuck, like that you can't take a big giant step forward into the future using your talents and skills, being paid for being you. Allow the light to come in and help support that. And I want you to decide that today is the day that things are going to change. Today is the day it's going to be easy. Today is the day it's not going to be very forceful. It's just going to come in. It's going to be easy. It's going to be light. It's going to be happy. It's going to be life-changing. And allow this light to come into your legs, and allow the light to connect you to the center of the planet. So you just see the light coming all the way through your body, and see it going into the ground, into the center of the planet. And in the center of the planet, there's actually like another light bulb, all right? Some people see it as a crystal. Some people feel it. Some people just take a deep breath. Some people see it as a pyramid. Whatever the vision is, there's this light that comes, a dimensional light that comes from the center of the planet that feels like supportive mother's love. And we're going to ask this light, we're going to invite it into your body as well, so that when you go to manifest things, you feel supported in it. So allow this light to come back up like a big elevator, up into your feet, your legs, your hips, your stomach, your heart, your shoulders, your throat, your head. And you're now connected to the energy from above and below. And we're going to ask this energy to create safety and security. We're going to ask it to show you that opening up your gifts and talents today is good, it's right. Living in your truth is the best way. Okay, and when you're ready, I want you to see the energy kind of come from above and below into your heart, and I want you to expand it out 360 degrees all the way around you like a big sunshine, filling you with truth, love, light, happiness, abundance, joy, more than enough. And this is the energy frequency that creates your abundance. Okay, being connected to this is what creates your abundance field. And before we begin, I would like to do a little mini assessment so that you can see that things have changed before and after this meditation. So scale of 1 to 10, 10 being yes and 1 being no. I currently create a lot of abundance using my authentic talents and skills. So 10 means yes, you're kind of doing what I'm doing. I get to get paid for being me and using my intuitive skills, right? And helping people. And 1 is no, Christy, I'm really not using my talents and skills. I'm just doing a job. Okay? Another scale of 10, 1 to 10. I get paid for being me. 10 means you get paid doing something that's authentically aligned with who you are. And 1 is no, I'm not aligned with that. Okay, scale of 1 to 10, I'm happy with my current job. So even if you're a stay-at-home mother, are you happy with that? Scale of 1 to 10, I have plenty of abundance. I have more than enough. Okay, where are you at on that scale? Okay, now we're going to do a clearing so that you can start changing some of these, and that the mini assessment that you do afterwards has some improvement. Okay, so are you ready to begin? Okay, so now I'm going to start guiding you in the meditation, and I'm going to ask you some questions so that you can find where your hidden blocks are, okay? Because the point is we want to open those file folders so that you can see for yourself where you have hidden these energies that are stopping you from having your talents and skills show up in your life. All right, so I'm going to ask this question and allow the answer to just come to mind. If an answer doesn't come right away, just trust that your soul has opened the file folder, okay? And all the information is going to be there. So what hidden skill have you shut off? So what is one of your talents and skills that you have shut off? So maybe it's like something like being a diplomat. Maybe it's I know how to make people get things done, right? Maybe you're an organizer. Maybe you're an amazing communicator. Maybe you should be a speaker, teacher, healer, whatever it is. So what hidden skill or talent have you shut off? What comes to mind? Okay, now I'm going to ask a question because we want to know where you imprinted this in your reality field. So, what age is the first age that you started shutting off this skill and this talent? And because we're often influenced by other people around us, did you shut this energy off because of your mom's influence, your dad's energy, your own energy, or someone else? Okay, so whatever awareness you had come up, we're just going to trust it, okay? And then we're going to bring in a lot of light, so you're now connected from above and below. I want you to feel, where does this feel dense in your body? Where does it feel kind of heavy? And start sending some light to that part of your body when we're talking about shutting off your hidden skills and talents. And we're going to do a clearing statement, and the clearing statement is, I clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Now, if you want to say it out loud at the same time, you can do that, whatever you feel comfortable with. So I clear and transmute everywhere I shut off my hidden skills and talents across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute everywhere at the certain age that you shut off your skills and talents. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Any other skill or talent that you want to clear right now that you shut off at any age, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Now we're going to fill it in with an energy clearing statement. What would it take for me to allow my hidden skill and talent to be opened? What would it take for me to allow myself to get paid using my skills and talents? What would it take for me to allow myself to start using the skill and talent every day in every way? So that's how energy clearing works. Now, some of you guys might be having some physical symptoms. You might be yawning, you might be crying, you might be wanting to go to sleep. All of those things are just indicators that energy is moving, and it's totally fine, okay? Okay, so let's ask the next question. What guidance or awareness of how you could make extra money did you shut off? So what guidance or awareness on how you could make extra money did you shut off? Like maybe you had an idea, hey, like I had an idea a month ago that I could make extra money selling some things on eBay, or hey, I had an idea of like this cool invention that I know I could make millions of dollars with, right? Whatever it is. So what guidance or awareness about how you could make extra money did you have that you shut off? And then I'm going to ask you this question. What is the first age that you started discounting your awareness or guidance? Like what age is the first age that you started discounting and saying no to your guidance and your awareness and your inspiration? And did you do that from your mom's energy? Did your dad's energy influence you? Was it your own choice, or was it somebody else's? Because again, oftentimes we will start doing things like shutting off our guidance because we don't want to be too much for our mom or dad or something like this. Or maybe they were critical, and so you just decided, hey, I don't even want to do what I got to do. Okay, so whatever came up, let's clear and transmute the whole entire story across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Let's clear and transmute the entire story across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute the entire story across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Anywhere else you shut off your awareness or guidance, clear and transmute it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. And if any part of your body feels kind of dense, that's where you shoved the belief. So if you notice your body got kind of contracted or fearful or something like that, I want you to take your energy, this light, and I want you to pull a lot of light in there like a big fire hose and start clearing and transmuting all of that energy across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. A lot of you guys should be feeling a ton lighter. And some of you guys may have to re-listen to this and do it again and again so that you can clear at deeper levels, okay? So everyone's going to be different, and it's totally fine for whatever your experience is. But if you're doing a lot of yawning, crying, or getting tired, I promise you, you have a lot of energy blocks there that are subconscious to you, and that's why they're heavy and contracting. Now let's fill it in with a lot of light. What would it take for me to always follow my guidance? What would it take for me to always follow my awareness? What would it take for me to follow my guidance and awareness and make a lot of money? What would it take for me to follow my brainstorms and create a lot of money? What would it take for me to take action on my amazing awarenesses and guidance? What would it take for me to be open to the ideas and opportunities that my guidance and awareness can bring me? Okay, so let's do the next one. So oftentimes you have, remember, intention plus action, right? So a lot of times you'll get an awareness of some guided action that could bring you abundance. So I'm going to ask you, what guided action did you refuse to take that stopped you from achieving abundance? So maybe you had this idea like, hey, I should call this guy and he's going to be able to help me, and then you didn't do it, right? Or maybe you had an idea, oh, I should get a patent on this idea and it will make me a lot of money. So what guided action have you refused to do that prevented you from achieving a lot of abundance? And then what age is the age that you started not following your guided action? And did you pick that up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or from someone else? Okay, and again, if you're not getting really clear answers, usually what happens is the file folders are kind of opening anyway, like your soul will be helping you anyway. You might not get clear answers. You might have just like a little thought of something and there's a lot of energy attached to it. So just trust that it's clearing, even if you're not aware of everything, okay? Because later on, you might have like a brainstorm 2 days from now about what it was about. And some people say to me, Christy, I don't know what the heck I cleared. All I know is my life works now. Okay, so whatever that is, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the guided action that you're refusing to take that's blocking your abundance from showing up, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the guided action that you're stopping, that you're refusing, that you're not using to make you a lot of money, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, and reality. All the guided action that you're refusing, that you're stopping, that you're preventing, clear and transmuted across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the moments in time where you didn't follow your guided action, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, so what would it take for you to follow your guided action? What would it take for you to take massive action? What would it take for you to just follow through and make abundance happen? What would it take for you to easily and effortlessly do whatever it takes to make abundance happen for you? Okay, so let's do the next one. What skills could you use to create an extra $10,000 or more? So what comes to mind when I say to you, what talent and skill could you use to create an extra $10,000 or more? Maybe you're a writer, so you could help somebody do some writing. I know a guy who charges people 20 grand to write their book for them. So, you know, I don't know, it came to mind, but what other kind of hidden skills and talents do you have that could create an extra $10,000? And what age is the first age that you started stopping or preventing that skill from being used? And did you do that with your mom, your dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, everything creating you, not using your skill to make an extra 10 grand, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Everywhere you're using your excuses and your yeah, but, like, yeah, but Chrissy, I can't do that because blah, 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 like all those silly stories, clear and transmute them across all time, dimension, space, reality. All the other excuses and stories and reasons and justifications of why you can't use your skills and talents to make an extra 10 grand, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Anywhere you can't use your skills and talents to make more than 10 grand, clear and transmute that across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, what would it take for you to use your talents and skills and generate an extra $10,000 this month? What would it take for you to use your talents and skills and generate even more than that over the next year? What would it take for an extra $10,000 to show up in your life using your talents and skills? What would it take for you to get paid to be you? What would it take for a bunch of money in abundance to show up because you're getting paid to be you? Okay, so let's ask another question. What are you refusing to become that you know you can be? Maybe you know you're supposed to be an author. Maybe you know that you're supposed to be a business owner. Maybe you know that you're supposed to help women. Maybe you know that you're supposed to be an intuitive life coach like a lot of people that I teach. But what are you refusing to become that you know you can be? Okay, and what age is the first age that you started shutting off becoming that? What age is the first age that you started shutting off becoming that? Okay, did you shut it off because of mom's influence, dad's influence, your own influence, or someone else's? Because your mom and dad were doing the best they could with what they had. Okay, so wherever it feels kind of dense or contracted in your body, I want you to take in a lot of light and clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality, everywhere you're refusing to become who you're supposed to be. Clear and transmute everywhere you're shutting down who you're supposed to be. Clear and transmute everywhere you shut down and pretending to be somebody that you're not. Clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to be skilled and talented and amazing and the full birthright of you. Clear and transmute everywhere you're not being paid being you. Clear and transmute everywhere you're pretending to be somebody else's version of you. Clear and transmute everywhere you're a people pleaser and you want to make other people comfortable being some other version of you and you don't want to change. Okay, everything that is, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. So what would it take for you to be you? What would it take for you to get paid to be you? What would it take for you to get paid more than enough being you? What would it take for you to become the you that you know you were meant to be? What would it take for you to become the highest and best version of you? What would it take for you to become the happiest version of you? What would it take for you to become the most abundant version of you? Okay, let's ask the next one. What are you refusing to do that you know you could easily choose? So we all know there's something that we're supposed to do. Maybe it's pay attention to your retirement account, or do a budget, or send out 20 resumes, or call some fellow who told you to follow up for that sales call, right? So what are you refusing to do that you know you could easily do? Okay. And what's the first age that you started stopping yourself from getting what you wanted? It's kind of like a sabotage, right? So what age was the first age that you started sabotaging yourself and not doing what you know you should do? Okay, and was the influence of that from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, and I want you to notice where you feel kind of heavy or contracted about that in your body. Okay, and send a lot of light there, and we're going to clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to do what you know you should do, across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to do what you know you could easily choose to do. Okay, all the reasons for this, all the stories, all the yeah buts. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute everywhere you're refusing to do what you know you should do. Okay. What would it take for you to easily do what you know you should do? What would it take for you to easily create abundance? What would it take for you to easily create new opportunities? What would it take for you to easily follow up with some things that you know you should follow up with? What would it take for you to easily do things that create abundance? Okay. And when you're ready, I want you to kind of take note, and now I want to do that mini assessment again, and let's just see if your attitude or your energy about some of these things has changed. Okay, so I want you to test this out, scale of 1 to 10. I can create abundance using my talents and skills. So maybe before your answer was like a 6 or a 7 or a 5. So where do you think about I can create my talents and skills right now? All right, I can get paid for being me. Scale of 1 to 10, I can get paid for being me. Okay, I can create happiness in my job. Okay, so that means happiness in your job means you can either change jobs or upgrade your job, right? So I can create happiness in my job. Okay, scale of 1 to 10, I allow guidance to lead me to better opportunities and more money. Does it feel a little lighter, a little better? And again, you can come listen to this really quick, but I bet you guys had a lot of ahas about where some of your blocks were that you weren't expecting. You probably weren't expecting that you would have some blocks at age 3, some blocks at age 5, some blocks at age 7. And the good news is this was only a short little mini assessment. And the real truth is for a lot of you guys, something's changed immediately and you're going to see something happen. And for other people, you might have some more blocks that just need to be worked on, and that's okay too, okay? The general majority of you should just feel either lighter or happier or more peace of mind, or you felt like this dense energy isn't in you as much anymore. And those are all indicators that something was shifting and changing. And the shift should grow in the next days or weeks or months. What you just did was start building a foundation for abundance in the upcoming months. What you experienced was a shift in one of the most common blocks that people have, the capability of attracting abundance by literally just being yourself, right? Close your eyes and take your energy up 300 feet above your head where you see, sense, or know the truth. Where you see, sense, or know the truth. Now, for those of you who might tend to overthink things, we all naturally go there when we pray. So when we pray, we naturally take our energy up. We naturally sort of look up, kind of pray to God in a way. We take our energy up and we connect to the light and we start letting it in. So allow this light to come into your crown area, opening up all of your connections so that you are willing and able to receive the truth. Okay, and so some of you just might imagine a big sunshine kind of lighting you up, and some of you might see like this big rain shower of light coming into your body. And allow this light to come into your third eye, opening up so that you can see the truth. So allow this light to just come in there and kind of wipe away all the darkness so that you can see the truth, and allow the light to come into your ears so you can hear the truth. And allow this higher vibrational light to come into your throat, opening up the communication centers between your heart and your head so that you can speak the truth to yourself. And allow this light to come into your heart area. Okay, and allow the light to come into your heart, washing away any fear or unloved energy. Okay, any pain. Okay, and allow the light to come into your solar plexus, washing away anywhere you feel a little distrustful or sucker punched or taken aback or shocked by this planet. Okay, and allow the light to come into your stomach area, washing away anywhere you feel disempowered, anywhere you feel like you can't go forward, anywhere you feel a little fearful or angry or off track. And then allow the light to come into your root, washing away anywhere you can't really stand in your own truth. So now this light is just kind of running through your body, and allow it to run through your legs, in your feet, and into the ground. And just take this energy, like imagine there's a big tube of light and it goes into the center of the planet. And believe it or not, there's actually light in the center of the planet, like in a dimension. It's kind of a dimensional light. Some might see it as a crystal, or some might see it as a big sunshine, but it's this light that feels like mother's love, that feels like, hey, I'm here to support you. And we need to fill you up with that so that you can trust yourself. So allow this light that's from the center of the planet, allow it to just kind of envelope you. And, just imagine it's an elevator and it just comes right back up your feet, your hips, your stomach, into your heart. Okay, and imagine that it's just going to engulf your heart with this energy of mother's supportive love, that you're always cared for, you're always safe. And now remember how I said that the higher vibration, the lover above energy, has to be expanded, right? In order for you to get over your blocks, it has to be expanded. So I want you to take this energy from your heart and imagine that it's a big sunshine and you're being filled up from above and below, and you're taking this light in your heart and you're pushing it out, radiating it out, 360 degrees out, 3 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet, 100 feet. And you can see you can make it as big as you want. You can even make it bigger than the planet if you want. And I'm going to ask you guys now from this space, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and I want you to trust whatever pops in your head. I want you to get a number in your head about what your average amount of income is that you will allow yourself to manifest. Okay? And whatever that number is, I want you to ask yourself this question. At what age did I first decide that that was my limit, that that was the only amount of money I could make? And an age should pop into your head. And I want you to see that you sometimes actually buy these beliefs from your mom and dad. So did you buy this initial belief from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or from somebody else? Okay, and some of you might feel it's starting to shift already just because you're in a higher vibration and you're looking at it. And I want you to notice that it actually has an emotion to it. Okay, so does this limit have any emotion tied to it? For some of you, it will. Okay, and what is the emotion? Fear, worry, anger? I hate money? Any of those things? Okay, all right, so everything that created that, okay, so all the stories, all the moments that you believed that this is the truth, or decided or felt that this was the truth, will you please transmute and clear it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? I sometimes say de-story it, so you're taking the story out of it, so de-story it and clear it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, and do it one more time. Okay, please de-story it, delete it, transmute it, clear it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. All right, and I'm going to ask you this another question. All right, so in order to manifest abundance, you have to be an amazing receiver. Like you have to be willing to receive the positive, abundant energy. So ask yourself, at what age did you start turning down your ability to receive? At what age did you start turning down your ability to receive? And did you pick that up from your mom? From your dad? From yourself? Or from someone else? Okay, so everything that created this, so all the stories, all the mixed up emotions, all the pent up energies that you've pulled into your energy field, will you please clear and delete it and de-story it and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Okay, one more time. Will you please de-story it, delete it, yep, clear it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Okay, so now another part of being an amazing manifester of abundance is you have to be willing to ask for things.
You have to be willing to ask the universe and tell the universe, hey, here's what I really want. You have to be willing to dream big again. And so I want you to ask yourself, at what age is the first age that you started not asking for things anymore? So at what age is the first age that you started not asking for things anymore? Or you turned down what you asked for because you're afraid you're going to be told no. Okay, and did you pick that energy up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or from someone else? And whatever first pops into your head, that's the awareness. And it might not make sense. Some of you might think of an event when this occurs. Some of you might not remember what the event is. And it's okay. It got stirred up. Okay, so everything that's contained in this file folder, everything that's contained in this story or this event or these events, I want you to delete and destory them, transmute and clear them across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Just delete and destory them, clear them and transmute them across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Now, some of you might be having some physical symptoms. You might be yawning, or you might feel just lighter, or you might feel a little different, whatever you label it. Okay, so any other heaviness that's associated with this money thing, yep, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And I'm going to ask one more question. At what age is the first age that you decided that there was something wrong with money? Like maybe money was bad, or money was evil, or money created fights in your family. So at what age was the first age that you decided that there was something wrong with money? Okay, did you pick that energy up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or from someone else? Okay, all right, so everything that created that, will you clear and transmute it, delete and destory it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Okay, please clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, so now I want you guys to just really picture that you're filling yourself in with so much light, okay? So all those little places in yourself that we've kind of created this extra space now because it was filled with those old stories, I want you to just fill in right now with light from above and below, kind of like a fire hose. And then again, just see this radiating out, 20 feet, 30 feet, 40 feet, 50 feet. And when you're ready, just kind of open your eyes, knowing that you have cleared some underlying subconscious stuff about money.
Close your eyes. Take your energy up about 300 feet above your head. Like literally just kind of take your awareness up about 300 feet, and there's a dimension. So just imagine it's like a dimension where you can see, sense, or feel the light. And now that you can see, sense, or feel the light, let the light in. So imagine there's a big doorway, and you just let this light start coming into your crown, the top of your head, and ask this light to, like a little tornado in a way, just kind of clear away any debris that's blocking you from receiving knowing, awareness, clarity, enlightenment. And then let this light come into your head, so go into your third eye, opening up all the little blocks where you can't see. Just kind of see the light kind of going in and melting all those little things away. Let the light come into your ears, kind of clearing up anywhere you can't hear your higher self, your true knowledge. Let the light come into your throat, kind of opening up all the communication centers. Our throat's the narrowest part of our body in a way, but a lot of communication gets blocked here. So let the light come in and just open up all the communication centers. Anywhere you are fearful of communicating truth, fearful of letting yourself know the truth, just kind of clear that there. Let the light come into your heart and kind of radiate down your hands and arms. And let like to kind of maybe make the light a little liquidy here and to see it kind of filling in your heart, kind of washing away all the places where you might be a little hurt or feeling a little neglected or feeling a little abandoned or feeling a little like nobody cares for you or you don't care anymore. To see it washing away all of those things. Let the light come into the center of your abdomen, your solar plexus, and ask the light to just kind of open up anywhere you feel fearful or sucker punched or stopped or blocked or mad about it and can't take it anymore. Then let the light come in right behind your navel area and just kind of fill in there with all the places you don't trust your power, that you can be powerful, that you can stand on your own 2 feet, that you can feel good about who you are. So clear any shame, guilt, lower vibrations there. Allow the light to go into your roots, clearing away anything that blocks you from just fully, kind of like an oak tree, just being rooted in who you are. Just knowing fully, I'm an infinite being. I deserve everything in my life to be exactly how I want it, just from a knowing place. And allow the light to come down your legs, down your feet, and then just connect into the middle of the planet. So just see it more as a dimension in the middle of the planet. Some people see it as a crystal. Some people see it like a doorway. There's like a little doorway in the center of the planet that just feels like Mother's love, supportive and nurturing and kind and lets you have anything. Once you tap into that frequency right there, a lot of people finally feel connected, like not disjointed in some way, but really connected. And once you feel that vibration, then I want you to just imagine that it wants to give you a gift, and imagine it kind of sends the light right back up your body, straight into your heart. So now you're connected from above and below, and in your heart, I want you to just imagine like a great sunshine. So from your heart center, like a big sunshine is there, and it radiates light out 360 degrees all the way around you. And let this light just kind of expand past the building you're in. Let the light radiate out past the city you're in, kind of filling it with total love, total consciousness, total compassion, total connectedness. Let the light expand past your state, just sending lots of love and light to everybody in your state, asking them to kind of awaken and be a little more conscious. And so you can kind of see when you're doing this that we're really all connected at some level. And then allow this light to just expand past the country you're in. And allow this light to expand past the planet. So now you're, believe it or not, connected to your higher self. Okay? Because when we're willing to be that expanded, we're willing to connect to the highest part of ourself. Now, from this place, it's okay to invite into your life that which you want to have manifest. So pick a couple of things that you want to have it bring in, and I want you to just imagine that you're surrounding the earth, and somebody on this planet or something or some idea can be gifted to you right now in order to help you manifest that which you want. So if you want to bring in extra cash, ask that all the people, places, thoughts, ideas, feelings that are needed to show up in your life for that to manifest, ask them to show up now. If you want to manifest more love in your life, ask that all the people, places, thoughts, ideas, and feelings show up in your life now in order for that to manifest. If there's some part of your life that you just feel like it's always crappy, it always sucks, I don't want this anymore. So wherever that is in your field, I want you to just kind of go to wherever you're generally drawn. It might be in front of you, it might be behind you, it might be to the right, it might be to the left, but feel where that junk is. And if you don't know, the higher part of you does know, and then just ask for that to release. Send a lot of light to it and just say, thank you for showing me where you are, but I don't need you anymore. We are done. Thank you, though. And then just fill in with a lot of light and love of whatever the opposite of that would be. So if you were blocked in like money, then just fill that back in with how much you want a month or how much you want a year or how much you want right now.
Okay, and then I want you all to just think that I love myself enough to let myself have this. I totally adore and love myself enough to let myself have this. I totally adore and love myself enough to let myself have this. Okay, and one more big whoosh. I just ask for all the people, places, things, thoughts, and ideas to show up right now in your field, connected to you now, that'll just manifest in your life with ease. So whatever it is that you want to manifest, just you have it now, pull it into you, the people, places, thoughts, ideas. And then one more time, just clear away anything that's in the way of that. Okay, good. And then when you guys are ready, then just open your eyes. And just know that if you always stay connected to this frequency and always clear the denseness out and ask for what you want and clear the junk and pull in what you want, and it's kind of like a little happy dance between clearing and pulling in, clearing and pulling in, clearing and pulling in. So take your energy up, everybody, where you know source to be. So see, sense, or feel source. And for those of you who need a little more logic to it, just take your energy up about 300 feet above your head, and you will kind of sense an opening where you will see or sense the light. And ask that light, which is basically just pure consciousness itself, unadulterated, totally pure, wants the best for you, will mold into whatever shape you want to mold it into. But ask that light to come into the top of your head, your crown, connecting you to your knowing, connecting you to your perceiving, and connecting you to receiving. Okay, allow this light, and some people like to see it as a beam of light, and some people prefer to see it as liquid light, and either one will work. So allow this light to kind of open your crown, coming into your third eye so that you can see and know the truth today. Allow the light to come into your hearing so that you can hear the guidance. Allow the light to come into your throat, opening up all your communication channels so that you can speak the truth to yourself. Okay, allow the light to connect your throat to your heart so that your heartfelt desires get communicated, and that everywhere you've kind of let's just start clearing a couple things here, everywhere you just felt blocked about communicating your truth or felt like that you really couldn't ask for what you wanted because it just wouldn't show up. So just ask the light to kind of wash that away. Okay, allow the light to come in and open and reactivate and remember all your true authentic desires for yourself. Ask the light to come into your solar plexus, opening up your anywhere you felt sucker punched, nervous, agitated, stopped, blocked. Okay, allow the light to come into your power center, opening up everywhere you feel powerless over any situation, asking you to remember what it's like to just stand in your energy, stand in grace, be confident, alive, well, whole. Allow the light to come into your roots so that you're rooted in your heart's desires while also being connected. And ask the light to move all the way through your hips, into your legs, into your feet. And I like to connect to the center of the planet where there's this really cool place where it feels just like mama's love, just totally supportive. So take the light and imagine it's a beam of light or liquid light that goes into the center of the planet. And again, see, sense, or know, because you all know where this is. But see, sense, or know, even if you think you're making it up, you kind of know where it is, where it feels just like love that just completely supports and grounds you. Okay, and once you find that, I want you to imagine there's like an elevator or a little trampoline, and then this light's just going to bounce right back up into your feet, into your legs, into your hips, into your stomach, and then right up into your heart. And now you are now connected from above and below. And imagine your heart's like a big sunshine, and it's going to radiate 360 degrees all the way around you. A lot of people live from a very contracted place. I'm going to show you how to expand. If you live from an expanded state, I guarantee you will start shifting blocks just from this one thing. So allow the light to radiate past your body about 10 feet. So it's radiating out your heart like a big sunshine, 10 feet all the way around you, 360 degrees all the way around you. Allow the light to radiate past the building you're in. And allow the light to expand past the city you're in. Now we're here for abundance, so just ask that you connect to the hearts of everybody who could bring you abundance. Okay, so any person, place, thing, idea, event that you can connect to in your city that could bring you extra abundance, just kind of invite that in now. Say, I am open to receive. Okay, and then take this light and radiate past the state you're in. And again, just connect to all the hearts, and your soul knows from this expanded space who these people are. So just connect to the hearts of all the people that could bring you a lot of abundance. Win-win. Okay, and allow all the people, places, ideas, events, like maybe somebody gives you an idea and it generates a lot of money for you, right? So just ask those people to come into your life. And then take your energy, expand it past the country you're in. Again, connecting to all the people, places, ideas, events, and, anything that can be brought to you that generates a lot of abundance. And it's great to receive this. It can be this easy. Okay. And then just expand the energy field past the planet Earth. And again, connect to all the people on the planet who can bring you abundance. Win-win. You can gift to them. They can gift to you. It's all a big gifting experience. And again, any other ideas that anybody can bring you that will generate a lot of abundance for you. And again, notice that I have no judgment on how it comes to you. Okay, so just invite that in, that there's no judgment on how it shows up, right? Okay, it can come in however it wants to. All right, so now we're going to clear some blocks on indebtedness. I want you to imagine the first moment you felt indebted to anything. Okay, and imagine, so this is your foundation, but on the foundation might be hundreds of other beliefs, that got nestled into this foundation. We're going to take all of it, and we're going to uncreate it. We're going to delete it, and we are going to transmute it. Transmute just means it vaporizes across all time, dimension, space, and reality. So all of these old places where you feel indebted to a family member, to companies, to countries, to the world, to whatever this indebted thing that keeps you in prison, okay, because it's kind of a lower vibration. It's not really a happy vibration. Okay, all the indebtedness, we're going to uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And I'm going to say it 3 more times. Any other indebtedness that you guys have that makes you feel like you can't shift your credit card debt or your bills in any form, uncreate it, delete it, transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Uncreate it, delete it, transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. I want you to imagine your biggest debt or worry. Okay, so every reality, every thought, belief, or feeling that's holding any of this in place in your field, we're going to uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. So don't worry about blowing everything up, because in a weird way, what fills in is your soul, and your soul already knows the answer of what perfection is. So we're just clearing anything that's in the way of it being perfect. So again, think of your credit card debt or any other debt or worry that you guys are indebted to. Uncreate it, delete it, transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, so I want to clear the belief or the feeling of I can't. So I want you guys to all think of something in the abundance, in the form of abundance or money that you think you cannot do or cannot have or cannot make happen. So any of your cannots. So just for curiosity, ask at what age is the first age that you bought into the energy field of I can't? Okay, so that age plus everything you just laid on top of it, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Everywhere else you're living in a state of I can't, which is basically the exact opposite of abundance, because abundance means more than enough. Okay, so anywhere you're I can't, I uncreate it, delete it, transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, just one more time. Think of everything that you think you can't do with regards to abundance or money. Okay, I want you to ask, is that really yours? Like, where did you get this from? Did you get it from a family member? Did you get it from society? Okay, so anywhere you bought that belief and made it real to you, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Okay, so anywhere you guys are living in the fear of I can't change, okay? So I want you to think of any place in your abundance, you know, part of your abundance life, money, credit card debt, job, anything that you think you can't change. I want you to think of that. And again, I want you to ask, at what age did you first buy that belief? So whatever you think you can't change, at what age did you first buy that belief, and from whom? Okay, everything creating that, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? So all these overlays, right? So all these hundreds of beliefs and thoughts and feelings that got laid on top of it, of I can't change, or I can't change my reality, or I can't change this issue, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Okay, just think of the subject for a minute of money itself. And scale of 1 to 10, 10 being you totally love money. I want you to ask your subconscious, not your mental part of you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you really love money, 10 being you totally love it? So you might have some part of you that really loves money, but we're talking to the part of you that doesn't, so we can clear it. Okay, any part of you guys that doesn't love money for whatever reason, like the love of money is the root of all evil and all the other myriads of reasons of why you can't love money, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? How many of you guys have bought and sold yourself the belief that it's not safe, right, or good to have money? Or it's hard to make it? Will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? How many of you see money as this thing that you have to get, so that means you're always having to get it and you can't really have it? Because that would be a block. Okay, so everything that is, will you uncreate it and delete it and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? I want you to see as money as just a flow of energy that you can totally have. So just think of the flow coming towards you versus you having to chase the flow. And once the flow comes into you, you still have to take the action to grab it, but the flow of money just comes into you, and you just grab it and you take action. Okay, so there's a lot of people that bend over backwards trying to please money, and I got a picture of everybody trying to bend themselves into the energy of money, making money love them. Kind of like they want mommy and daddy to love them, they want money to love them. Okay, so any of you guys doing that kind of flow? So you always think it's kind of a ways from you or apart from you, and you have to do all this extraneous, like all this just complications to make it show up in your life. Will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? What would it take for you and money to have a love affair? Okay, and everything in the way of that. Uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. I want you to think of just kind of like conjure up the files. You know, imagine there's file folders of all the events in your life where you just maybe didn't take care of money or didn't like money or thought money mistreated you or fought with your spouses or your mates or your parents about money. Like all that old place where you're kind of angry at money. Okay, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? The energy of anger is kind of like mad, which is damn backwards. So the energy of anger will dam things up and stop it from showing up in your life. So any other place that you guys are mad at money, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Okay, everywhere you guys are mad at yourself about money, because you've been trying a lot of things and nothing seemed to shift it, will you uncreate that, delete that, transmute that across all time, dimensions, space, and reality? Okay, so I want you to see money, the energy of money liking you. I'm going to see if we can conjure this up. I want you guys to think of, I love money, and money loves me. We're part of the same energy field, part of the same flow. We all come from the same source. I have a relationship with money, and money has a relationship with me. I'm willing to love money, and I'm willing to let money love me. Okay, and everybody get a picture of like a $100 bill or something in front of them. And we are going to ask this money, this is a symbol of your money, we're going to ask this money, how do I get more of you? How do I get more of you? Okay, and what guided action can I take to get more of you? Okay, and any of you guys who are afraid to take some massive action in order to make it happen, uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. Everywhere you guys are afraid to take massive action, uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. So one more time, just ask money, how can I get more of you? It might be a different idea that pops in your head, but money, how can I get more of you? Okay, so it feels like some people need to learn a new skill or something to maybe, if they learn some new skills, money will come in a little more easy. So I want you guys to ask, what is one or two skills that I can learn that will generate a lot of money for me? Okay, what is one or two skills I can learn to generate a lot of money for me? Okay, and then I want you to ask the universe to guide you to some free or not very expensive sources to learn those skills. So just kind of say to yourself, universe and myself, I am totally open to be guided to figure out how to do these skills with little or no money. Okay, everywhere you guys don't think the universe could be that fun, that magical, that miraculous, uncreate it, delete it, transmute it, across all time, dimension, space, reality. So what would it take for money to be fun for you guys? And actually just manifesting itself to be fun, you know? It doesn't have to be arduous. It could be fun, light, guided. Okay, and everything in the way of that, will you uncreate it, delete it, and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Okay, and any other clearing that you guys want to bring up right now that needs to be clear, that you know needs to be cleared, will you uncreate all those things, delete all those things, transmute all those things across all time, dimension, space, reality? What would it take for you guys right now to uncreate it, delete it, transmute it, uncreate it, delete it, transmute it, uncreate it, delete it, and transmute all blocks to abundance and to money? Okay, what would it take for you guys to be so completely generous with the universe and the universe is generous with you? What would it take for your main energy to be of abundance? Abundance means like a plethora of, more than enough, an abundance of, generous, kind, caring, what would it take for the universe and you to be in the vibe of kindness, caring, gratitude, abundance, more than enough, profit, ease, complete guidance, knowing exactly what to go do in order to make this happen. Okay, when you guys are ready, just open your eyes, knowing all is well, and this is permanently affixed into your reality. So everyone just close your eyes and take your energy up 300 feet. And I just find that there's this cool space about 300 feet above your head where you see, sense, or know the light. And everyone naturally goes here when they pray about something. If they say, oh, I'm going to meditate about something, or I'm going to pray about it, you naturally expand your field and maybe even look up, and then you connect to this light. And allow this light to just kind of like a rain shower come into the top of your head, opening up your crown, and you're just going to set the intent that this light is going to start washing away any old fear, anger, worry, shame, guilt, sadness, any of the lower energies. And it's going to open up your connection to the truth of who you are. So we're going to ask this light to come into your crown and open up the truth of who you are. And we're going to ask this light to go into your third eye and kind of wash away anything that blocks your spiritual sight. And we're going to ask this light to come into your ears and wash away anything that's in the way of you hearing your guidance. And we're going to ask this light to come into your throat, washing away anything that blocks the communication between your head and your heart. Okay, so there's like yep. Can energetically see all the people that are going to listen to this start washing all that stuff away. All right, so allow the light to come into your heart, opening up your connection to what you feel in the world. And allow this light to come into your stomach area, opening up and releasing all the anxieties of your day, like all the places where you felt a little betrayed or sucker punched. And allow the light to come into your lower abs and hip area, washing away anywhere you felt powerless or you couldn't move forward. Okay, and allow the light to come down your legs, into your knees, into your calves, and into your feet. Now, there's an interesting place in the center of the planet that feels like mother's love. It's kind of a dimension, I guess, for lack of a better way to say it. So allow the light to just kind of gently come through your body and gently go through the center of the planet until you kind of get a sense of a light, like a dimensional light in the center of the planet that feels like mother's love. Okay, and once you connect to that, we want to bring this energy of mother's love back into your body so that you actually feel safe here on planet Earth. So imagine there's like this cool little elevator and this light, this safety, this security, this mother's love is going to just come right back up from the center of the planet into your feet, into your legs, into your hips, into your heart, into your throat, into your head. Okay, so you're now connected from above and below to this unlimited possibility field. And I want you to take this energy and allow it to just kind of pour out your heart. And imagine your heart's like a big sunshine, 360 degrees all the way around. And I want you to start expanding your field of energy. So take this heart energy. It's pummeling in from above and below, and it's in your heart, and you just radiate it out 3 feet all the way around you, 10 feet all the way around you, 20 feet all the way around you, 30 feet all the way around you, 40 feet all around you, and just let it go out as far as you want. You can make it bigger than the planet. You can make it bigger than your city, just whatever space feels comfortable for you. And if everyone just did this one thing every day, like this connection to a bigger reality field, that right away would start opening up your abundance. And so now I'm going to help you find what some of your blocks are. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys a question, and the first thought that comes in, just trust whatever this thought is. So what age is the first age that you decided you could not receive something that was good for you? So what age is the first age that you decided you could not receive something that was good for you? Okay, and whatever the number is that popped in, did you pick this energy up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or from someone else? From your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or someone else? And just trust whatever the first thought is. Okay, so once you have that awareness, and for those of you who maybe don't trust your intuition as much, or you just know that we're going to do a clearing statement on this energy field, and it will clear. You know, it's like we opened a file folder, so you might not be aware of what's in the file, but it will clear anyway with the light going into it. And I want you to ask this question. When you couldn't receive something that was good for you, what was the main emotion around that? Like fear, anger, worry, shame, guilt? What was the main emotion? And I'll even show you that it's probably tied to a body part. Where do you feel this heaviness in your body when we're talking about this? What part of your body feels a little heavy? Okay, and that's probably where you stored it. Okay, so now we're going to just add a lot of light. So just imagine a lot of light coming into that body part, and we're going to just say a clearing statement. We're just going to ask it to instantly clear and transmute. Transmute means it instantly vaporizes. Clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality. We're going to ask this whole pattern, this whole imprint where you couldn't receive your good, to clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, and reality. One more time, clear and transmute across all time, dimension, space, reality. So just imagine a lot of light going in it and just kind of see it instantly vaporizing, transmuting, clearing, again, across all time, dimension, space, reality. So that just means in any place that you're holding it, across any time, any space, any body, any other life, if you believe any of that, it's all going to go. Okay, perfect. Okay, so since I know that some of you guys might not appreciate being in a body very much, let's ask this question. What's the first age that you decided not being in a body was very fun? Or being in a body was, what's the first age that you decided that being in a body was not so fun? Okay, and did you pick this energy up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, someone else? Okay, what's the main emotion tied to it? What's it make you feel when you think of this pattern? Okay, and what body part's it tied to? Where in your body, on or around your body, does it feel heavy? Okay, perfect. So now we're going to send a blast of light there, and we're going to say we're going to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Another blast of light to it, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And when you're adding light, it should start feeling lighter or neutralized. Okay, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, let's ask this question. What age is the first age that you learned money was not good or money was bad? What age is the first age that you learned money was not good or bad? Okay. Did you pick that energy up from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, from someone else? Okay. And what emotion is tied to this? Stress, fear, worry, sadness, anger, any of those, guilt, shame? Okay, and where is this stored in your body? Okay, send a blast of light there. We're going to ask to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. It's kind of funny. I can feel this one has a heavier energy on it, so send a lot of light there. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, and I'll ask one more question. Okay, what age is the first age that you decided I am not good enough? What age is the first age that you decided I am not good enough? Did you pick that up from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, and what emotion is tied to this? And what part of your body feels heavy when you think of this pattern? Okay, perfect. Okay, send a blast of light to that. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, and I'll do this one for all the healers on the phone call. What age is the first age that you decided it was better to give than receive versus being able to do both? So what age is the first age that you decided it's better to give than receive? Okay, did you pick that up from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, and what's the main emotion behind it? Okay, perfect. And where is this stored in your body? Okay, so send a blast of light there. Okay, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. One more time, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, send a blast of light, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, and I'm going to just have you do a couple of positive imageries. Okay, so I want you to think of what it would be like for you to be an amazing receiver. So I want you to kind of visualize that the universe will happily give you things, and you can easily and effortlessly just take it because you're worthy and you deserve it. Okay, and I want you to imagine being in your body and just feeling like that all your superpowers are activated, that you're a creator being in a body, that if you want to go manifest, your goals with ease, that it's available, that all you have to do is connect to the light, ask questions, take guided action. Okay, and I want you to, because you guys are in the energy of, float in the expanded state, I want you to see your goals and going out into the universe. I want you to see them going out into the planet, and all the right people, places, ideas, thoughts, events, all of them are brought kind of ricochet back to you. So you send out the goal, and then all these people, places, things, ideas, and events that help you manifest it just immediately show up in your world. And you know exactly what to do. You know exactly who to call. You run into the right, ideas and things, and everything just magically happens for you. Now notice when you brought it back, though, when you brought this energy back to you, you also still remained expanded, right? So that's kind of the proper energy for manifesting, is being in this expanded state. And when you're ready, just open your eyes, knowing all is perfect, all is well.
So the first thing we want to do is we want to connect to the abundance frequency. So I want you to take your energy up 300 feet where you see, sense, or feel the light. Now, everyone naturally does this when they say, hey, I'm going to pray about something, or I'm going to meditate about it. You naturally, whether you know this or not, you take your energy up really, really high, and you connect to source energy. Okay? And some people actually see the light. Some people just feel it and take a deep breath. However it works for you is totally fine. But I want you to take your energy up, connect to the light, and allow this light to start coming through your crown, the top of your head. And ask this light, this abundance frequency, to clear away all thoughts of lack and limit. Now allow this light to come into your eye, cleansing away everywhere you just see problems or debt. And allow this light to come into your ears, cleansing away everywhere you block the guided answers and the truth from showing up. Allow the light to come into your voice and your throat, cleansing away everywhere you block the energy of speaking your new future into place. Allow the light to come into your heart, cleansing away everywhere you have lost compassion or commitment for things to change in your life, where you stopped having hope. Allow the light to come into your solar plexus, cleansing away everywhere you block your life from flowing from love versus fear. Allow the light to come into your stomach area, cleansing everywhere you block your life and feel powerless over circumstances, where you gave in or gave up, going for it. Allow the light to come into your hips, cleansing away everywhere you lack the go for it attitude. And allow this light to come all the way through your feet, grounding you in a fresh new energy that's totally you, that's totally inspiring, completely hopeful, filled in with abundance. Now let this light, just imagine it, go downward into the center of the planet, and imagine that there's this light that feels like mother's love in the center of the planet. Okay? It feels safe, it feels secure, it feels grounded, it feels happy. And some of you might just take a deep breath when you connect to it. And once you kind of connect to this feeling of safe, supportive, mothering kind of energy, caretaking energy, I want you to imagine like an elevator, it can come back up through you. You see, we want to connect you to the light from above and below. Okay? We want to have energy flowing in both directions. And allow this light to come up to your feet and your knees and your legs and your hips and your stomach and your heart and your throat and your head. And now you have this energy of safety and security and filled inness coming through you. And now you're covered with light. And I want you to imagine from your heart area, I want you to imagine this ball of light just expanding out all the way around you. 10 feet around you, 20 feet around you, 30 feet around you, 40 feet around you, 60 feet around you, and just spreading out and out and out until you find the cozy place, the place where it just feels comfortable. You are now connected to the abundance frequency. You are now connected to source energy. You are now connected to unlimited possibilities. And I want you to now, for a moment, think of your last 4 years' income. Okay? And I want you to add it up. And I want you to divide it by 4. This is your average income over the last 4 years. I want you to look at it this way. Your average income is actually your limit, okay? This is how much you will allow to come into your abundance frequency per year, and this is how much you will allow to kind of stay there, okay? It's kind of your set point, so to speak. But I want you to ask this question. Okay, so first off, did you spend all of it? Did you save any of it? Okay, because that's another set point.
And usually we get these set points by deciding things and having beliefs and ideas when we were younger. So regarding this set point in your income level, at what age did you first start blocking your income? At what age did you decide that this was my set point? And then just let the numbers kind of pop in your head. And just trust the first number that came in. So at what age was the first age you decided, hey, this is my set point? And it might be a different age, but at what age did you decide to start blocking your abundance? Okay. Now, here's the question. Did you believe this or get this belief or idea from your mom, from your dad, from yourself, or someone else? Mom, dad, self, or someone else? And here's the tool. We're going to start doing an energy clearing statement that starts clearing it. So I want you to imagine this light is coming in, and this light, this higher frequency, is going to dissolve this belief or block that you accumulated at that age. So let the light in, and you might even feel it kind of heavy in a certain part of your body. Just notice when you think of blocking your abundance or limiting yourself or creating this set point, does a part of your body actually feel heavy? Kind of notice that, because that's where the belief is kind of locked in your reality. Your soul's bigger than your body, and you have this belief stuck in your reality somewhere, and you might be feeling it in your body. So let lots of light in, and kind of just say this out loud with me. We're going to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. We're going to clear and transmute this across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Everywhere this belief is that I've created a set point, that I'm limiting my abundance, that I can't have more than enough, I'm going to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And then I want you to fill in with the positive thing. And the positive thing is, what would it take? So what would it take for me to be able to receive more and more abundance? What would it take for my new set point to be, and fill in the blank, right? What would it take for me to be able to receive $100,000? What would it take for me to receive $200,000? What would it take for me to receive $300,000? And when you're saying, what would it take for me to receive, you're letting the universe figure that out for you. Now, regarding your life in general, let's find another block. Regarding your life in general, did you ever decide that you were not able to create more than enough money? Okay? Did you ever decide at some level, hey, I don't have enough? Okay, what's the age that you decided this? And did you pick this up from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? And where does it feel kind of heavy in your body? I want you to bring in a lot of light to that place. And I want you to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And just imagine that this light instantly transmutes this belief or block. And then we want to fill in with the good stuff. So what would it take for me to have more than enough money? What would it take for the universe to supply me with everything I need? What would it take for me to always have extra? All right. Regarding your career, did you ever lose hope that there was nothing better out there for you? Are you stuck in a job that you really don't like because you actually think that there's nothing better for you? So regarding this, when did you decide that there's nothing better, or that you actually can't get what you really, 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 really want? Okay, did you pick that up from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? Okay, where does it feel heavy in your body? Okay, we're going to clear and transmute that across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute that across all time, dimension, space, and reality. clear and transmute that across all time, dimension, space, and reality. And what would it take for me to actually be able to do me for a living, right? What would it take for me to actually get what I want for my career? What would it take for me to make money being me? What would it take for me to get paid being me? What would it take for me to get paid more than I need being me? Okay, here's another one. At what age did you decide that money was hard to come by? At what age did you decide that money was hard to come by? Or that you had to work hard for it? Okay? Did you pick this up from mom, dad, yourself, or someone else? Who talked you out of your money? Okay, where does it feel kind of heavy in your body when you think of it? Okay, and if you don't feel, that's okay. It's still clearing, okay? Just so you know, if you don't feel it like some people feel it, that's okay. It means you shut up some of your feelings, and that's totally fine, but it's still clearing anyway, okay? So whatever this is, will you please clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality? Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, and the more you do this, by the way, you guys, the more awareness you get, the more your feelings turn back on, and the more you'll be able to intuitively hear the ages if you're one of the ones that's not hearing or feeling it, okay? This is normal if you somewhere shut yourself off. All right, so now let's fill back in. So what would it take for money to be easy to come by? What would it take for me to know that abundance is my natural state? What would it take for me to know that abundance is my birthright? All right. Okay, if you've ever felt stressed out about money, I want you to ask yourself, did I learn this from mom, dad, myself, or someone else? Where did I learn to stress out about money? At what age did this pattern first take hold? Okay, kind of sense or feel where it feels kind of heavy. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Bring the light in right to that spot. Some of you guys might be yawning or crying or have weird sensations going on. That's very normal, okay? That's very normal when you're clearing energy patterns for that to happen. Okay, so bring it into that place and clear and transmute everywhere you're stressed out about money and everywhere you duplicated it from somebody. And everywhere you learn to stress out about money, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Everywhere you learn to stress out about money, clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. If you've ever been fearful about generating wealth, at what age did you decide that there was something not good or kind about loving money? Right? Who told you that it's not good or kind to love money? So at what age did you decide that it's not good to love money? And did you hear this from your mom, dad, self, or someone else? Again, the first one that pops in your head is the answer, even if you don't remember what happened. Okay, so wherever it feels kind of heavy, I want you to take your energy into that spot, in, on, and around your body, and clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Please clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, and then fill in. What would it take for me to know that it's completely okay to love money? What would it take for me to know that it's completely okay to love abundance? What would it take for me to know it's completely okay to generate wealth? It's okay for me to be rich. It's safe, right, and good for me to be wealthy. Okay, now I want you to look at this. What story did your mom or the maternal figure in your life, okay, whoever raised you, that was mom, what kind of energy did they have about money? Did they love it, hate it, stress about it, talk about it, go shopping all the time, spend it all? And then, did you duplicate that energy? And if yes, at what age did you duplicate that energy? At what age did you duplicate maternal figure or mom's energy? Okay, where does it feel heavy in your body? I want you to take your energy into that spot, and I want you to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. Okay, what would it take for you to be your own energy about money? What would it take for you to be your own birthright and natural energy about abundance and money? Okay, what story did your dad have about money, or the father figure in your life? And what age did you start duplicating it? So what was dad's issues with money? And what age did you duplicate it and make it real? So take your energy into that place where it feels a little heavy or tight in your body, and I want you to clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimensions, space, and reality. And just kind of think the light's coming in and instantly transmute it. So if you think you can't say it as fast as I am, the reason I say it fast is because the energy wants to come in fast and really, really, really just Shazam it. Okay, but just think of the energy coming in and instantly melting your story about where you duplicated dad's energy about money. What would it take for you to live your own story about money? What would it take for you to live your own reality about money? All right, I want you to ask this question. In about a month from now, 30 days from now, are you living the same life you have, or have you taken a giant step into a more abundant future? And if the answer came back that you're not taking any more giant steps into the future, I want you to ask this question, okay? Just very intuitively. I want you to ask, will Christy's abundance tools help me shift faster than I can on my own? Okay. Now, if you heard yes, obviously you know the answer. Take some action. But if you heard no, I want you to ask this question. Okay, it's very fascinating. What can happen? I want you to ask, do you have a block that's sabotaging you and is telling you to not go for it? Okay, if you got a yes, I want you to ask, can I let go of this? Or does some part of me really just want to keep a lack of abundance? Because sometimes what happens is we want to be safe, so we don't want to have abundance. We think abundance is going to be completely unsafe to us, okay? And then we'll have this part of us that sabotages us and tells us, no, you can't go for it. Don't go for that. Don't buy that thing because that won't help you, right? Don't go listen to that person who actually might help you. Don't apply for 20 jobs because you actually might get one that you love, right? Don't go trading that stock even though it just, tripled in the last month, because you won't be that person that makes a lot of money. Like, you see what happens? Like, this part of you could be telling you no. So I want you to ask, do you have a part of you that sabotages you like that and talks you out of your good? If so, I want you to ask, what's the belief? I heard a lot of you guys have the belief that I am unworthy, okay? So you might have heard a different belief, but what age is the first age that you duplicated the belief that sabotages you, whatever it is? What age is the first age that you duplicated this belief? Mom, dad, self, or someone else is where you picked it up. Okay, so clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, reality. Clear and transmute it across all time, dimension, space, and reality. What would it take for me to actually get what I want in life? What would it take for me to use whatever tools, whatever opportunities, whatever career path would be the best, most amazing life for me? What would it take for me to actually just go for it and let me have everything? What would it take for abundance to be my birthright? Okay, and when you're ready, you can just kind of open your eyes, and you can always re-listen to this recording, but here's my point, okay? Do you kind of get that sometimes I'm working with a client and they'll get this belief that they can't go for something. And when we really just track it down, because I can energetically, intuitively see, oh my God, it's the most amazing opportunity for them. It'll totally change their life. And then what will happen to them is they'll realize, oh my gosh, I can't go for it because I have some other belief or block that's trying to keep me safe. All right, so how was this session for you guys? You should feel a difference right away. It could just be a peace, an awareness, something changed. Maybe you yawned a lot or wanted to go to sleep. Any of those things, believe it or not, is kind of normal when you're doing energy clearing. And it's going to continue to grow in the next days or weeks or months, okay? And just remember that what you did was you just started building a new foundation for abundance into the coming year.
So now that you guys understand a little bit about abundance blocks and you've experienced an energy session, it's time to get truly inspired. Let me show you exactly what can happen if you're able to break free from your abundance blocks. I hosted an exclusive 3-month online clearing event for a small group of 400 people, and it was called Unlimited Abundance Journey. And during the journey, I performed live online clearing statements where I tapped into everybody's collective energy field and eliminated each of the 25 main abundance blocks, one at a time. So imagine what we just did times, 45 minutes times 25 sessions. I mean, it was amazing. Now, you guys are not going to believe some of the things that happened once that event ended. I started getting all these long appreciation emails, from people going, oh my God, you're not going to believe what happened. So let's just cut to Natalie. She's been in contact with me because she keeps sending me all these love notes about the cool things that have been happening to her. So let's go to Natalie. Hey, Natalie, are you here?
I am. Hi, Christy.
Hi. So if you could give us a quick mini tour of your life before, during, and after Unlimited Abundance Journey, that would be amazing.
You betcha. I'm a real estate broker in Utah, and so before the journey, one thing that I struggled with was constantly worrying about, new business, how I was going to get it, those sorts of things. And in the journey, you had taught some specific techniques to kind of clear some of the blocks that, we would have, and me particularly, and in my business. And, after a couple of sessions, there were some clearings that you had done, one particularly that would bring people, local, state, or on a national level to you for whatever service or whatever you do, for financial compensation. And the very next day after that clearing, I got a phone call from a large servicing company in our area who had been using another agent for 20 years for their relocation department. And they basically called me out of the blue to inform me that I was going to be their new relocation agent, which from the time that I got that call to where I'm at now, I've had 3 transactions, which is totaling about $15,000 of commission. And there's future business there because I'm now their designated agent, which was really cool because I've been trying to get in with them for 7 years. Another exciting thing that happened for me is when you were teaching the technique of asking the question, what would it take? And so I focused on a specific client that I wanted. It was a larger, client, because one of my focuses is helping this community grow. So within a week after putting that intention out there, I get a phone call out of the blue from a seller who wants me to list a property, and it's a $4 million listing. So I was really excited because obviously what I was doing was working. I was in competition with another agent who was telling them that they could list the price or list the property 3 times what I was telling them they could list it for. They ended up listing it with me. They've priced the property to sell. It's a $4 million listing, and when that property sells, it'll be about a $240,000 commission. And I've been working on it since I've taken that listing and putting the intention out there to find the buyer. So I'm on both sides of the transaction, so I will get the full $240,000 commission. And so many other cool things have been happening around my business. Last year, my personal production, I was around 75,000 total for the year. This year, at the end of December, I will be close to 300,000. So my income increased dramatically just by, using these techniques that I can kind of get out of my own way, if that makes sense, clearing some of the blocks, clearing things that were holding me back for as long as I've been doing what I'm doing. And I've just had this, floodgate open this year, and it's been things specifically tied around, participating in the Unlimited Abundance Journey.
Wow, that's an amazing story, Natalie. And I am curious, the person that called you out of the blue?
Yeah.
How long did that take once you were in the journey before that, they showed up and said, hey, you're our listing agent now, or our relocation?
It was the very next day. You had done a clearing the night before. It was it was a Sunday night. And the clearing was specifically when we were talking about financial abundance. And it was a clearing around, opening up people who may not known that you were there before. If, in my case, I'm service, or I get paid by the service that I offered. So this clearing, on a local, national, and state level, literally the very next day. I mean, I got into the office. I was at work for maybe a half an hour to an hour, and my phone rang. And I looked at my phone because I was on the other line. I looked at my cell phone, and I'm like, that name looks so familiar. And it ended up going to voicemail, so I checked the message, and it was this company. And I, literally about fell out of my chair because I was like, oh, my God, this is the company I've been trying to get in with for 7 years. And every time I would talk to them before, they would completely shut me down. We already have an agent. We're happy with our agent. And then for them to call me and say, hey, by the way, you are now our new relocation agent. And I got 3 deals within the first month of that, which, like I said, was about $15,000 worth of commission.
Wow. And you sent me an email, and I think you said that December is one of your biggest months you've ever had?
Yeah, which is crazy because December is normally a really slow month, because we live in northern Utah, and it gets really cold here, and people just tend to not want to move in the wintertime. But, I've continued to use the techniques that I've learned, and I will close out the year with one of my biggest months in the year. Like I said, last year I was around $75,000 total for the year. This year, after my closings in December, I will be at about $300,000.
That's amazing. Honestly, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
You must be thrilled.
Yeah, I've loved it. And everybody asks me, what are you doing different? What, are you making more phone calls? Are you, knocking on more doors? And it's no, I'm not. Literally, these people are coming to me. It's been the worry in my line of work has completely gone away. I don't worry anymore. I just put the intention out there. I ask the questions that I need to ask. I just try to get out of my own way and use the techniques that I learned through the journey. They were amazing.
Oh, thank you. So for anybody who's still a little on the fence or skeptical, what would you say to them?
I would say do it. I wouldn't even, I remember when I first signed up, I was nervous. I didn't know what to expect. It's a good chunk of money, but hands down, I got the best return on my investment. I would do it over and over again. And anybody who's thinking about it, take it from me, personal experience. I've grown so much in the last year, and I will attribute that growth to the journey that I participated in.
Oh, awesome. All right. Thank you so much, Natalie.
You're welcome. No problem. Thank you, Christy. I appreciate you very much.
Wow. Wasn't that amazing? Here's another one I recorded just the other day because she was sending me love notes as well. So here's Janie. Janie, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi, everybody. Hi, Christy.
Thanks for joining us.
I'm so glad you called me.
So just give us a little bit before you started Unlimited Abundance Journey and a few things that happened during it and how you feel after.
It's kind of hard to remember the before because the work that you do just makes it disappear, the before. So I have to kind of dig to see what it was before. I think the biggest thing is that my life is more expansive. I'm just like stepping out in areas that I never even imagined to do it. I'll give you an example. It was about 6 weeks into the course, and all of a sudden I was negotiating with this woman over something. And, I mean, it was a big-ticket thing, and I've never negotiated or bartered in my life. Never thought to do it. Just, what's the price? Pay the price. And I said, what would it take?
So you use the secret formula.
Yeah, this is my favorite thing. What would it take if we maybe could work it out like this? I gave her a couple of options that just kind of popped out of my head, and she just said, that'd be great. That's fine. Yeah, that'd be great. And it ended up saving me $5,000, and that was so amazed.
Right, because it was sort of part of your energy now. So you just like randomly said, what would it take for this to happen? And then it was like part of you'd embodied it probably at that time. I mean, that's what I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's what I kind of
you're
assumed.
Right. It was just a natural part of me. And I think that exemplifies what I was like before was just sort of gone.
So you just go with the flow, and whatever somebody, say, hey, it's this much, you just pay it. And then after you're like, no, I can create my reality, so let me see if I can change this.
And I did it in a way that she just loved it.
Oh.
It was like a win-win. I felt really, really good about it. It's really affected every area of my life. I can't tell you enough how much more expansive my life is. So I'll give you one more example. I have a broker who manages my money. I'm married, but my husband is ill. I've done this for a couple of years now, and I used to just let him just do whatever he wanted to, and I never questioned what he did, and I never even read the reports, and I found myself reading the reports that he would send me.
And these are the investment reports.
The investment reports, right. And I also started using the energy statements. What would it take for my portfolio to double?
Wow. I love it. So you became
for all of my investments and all of the investments of all of his clients to grow 100% and more. And then I started actually studying investments, and I started reading all these hard copy newsletters, e-newsletters, and all that kind of stuff. And I started paying attention to what was going on in our country, around the world, globally, and I just started educating myself. So I started actually working with my broker, found things that had gone unnoticed by him, and that gave me more confidence to make more suggestions. And I've changed the dynamics of my portfolio. And I'll tell you, I had always been afraid to handle money like that. It was comfortable with him taking the risk, and he was risking my money. So I think through Unlimited Abundance course, I got it, that it was my money. I was responsible for my money. It helped me so much.
Right. So, Janie, I'm going to get a little personal here. If you could quantify how much money you've actually made while doing Unlimited Abundance Journey, how much would you say that you've earned above it?
I know that by the end of the course, I had either made or saved $16,000 loosely.
Right. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm just happy for you. I'm really happy.
I am so grateful to have found that course and to have been in it, Christy. I mean, I can't tell you what a big difference it's made in my life.
So if anybody was a skeptic and they were kind of listening, what would you say to them?
Do it. Just do it. Just do it. It'll change your life in so many ways you can't even imagine.
Thank you. All right. So I'm going to get back to the webinar, but thank you for adding your
Christy.
Energy.
Good luck, everybody.
Wow, so much. My favorite thing in the whole world is watching people expand and actually get what they want. I mean, to me, it's just like Christmas every day when I get to open up my inbox and I see all these amazing testimonies by people going, wow, it really worked for me. So I had a couple other stories. I'm going to just share them really quickly because, again, you guys don't know my world. I literally get hundreds of these. And so sometimes people are going, oh my God, like really that happened? And I'm like, yeah, and I have hundreds of them. So Annette, her husband had been out of work. And so some of you on the call might resonate with this if you're out of work. Had been out of work for more than 9 months. And the couple was going more and more into debt every month. She took a risk. She joined the 3-month coaching. And even though her husband was resistant, she started using the techniques that I showed her on him. She basically made him do it because she said, you're going to get a job, buddy, somehow. So he just landed a contract job earning almost double the amount that he earned in any of the last 20 years together. I mean, seriously, that is abundance. He starts tomorrow, was her email to me. And she had a friend who borrowed $1,000, was also in bad financial shape, and all of a sudden she just started sending the $1,000 back to her. So Annette says she was totally in the flow, and that happened within about 4 weeks of doing the program. Margaret from Australia said she used to have a certain belief that she had to struggle and that money would always leave her or something, and she said she had started going through, listen to this, she had manifested a long time ago $125,000 inheritance, and she started going through it. She sold her investment properties, she sold her gold, and she was blowing all her money. Her small business was spending more than it was bringing in. 3 credit cards were maxed out. And since starting the journey, she sold the business, which enabled them to pay off all their debts and buy a second car with cash. Her husband started working full time, but he loves it. It was a great job, and he makes a larger salary than he'd ever made before because she wanted to restructure so they could bring in abundance. She won some money in the lottery, which is always fun. And they finally took a vacation that they hadn't taken in years. They took a nice, lovely 5-day vacation. They figured out how to do it on literally like $1,000. It was really cheap. She said that she did her taxes finally. She'd been procrastinating. She got $5,000 back, and she's now setting up a whole new business. And she says she's already been making it profitable, signing up people for seminars. So all of that happened. I mean, seriously, that's like a whirlwind, right? There's only one more, and this is such a doozy that I wasn't sure people would, sometimes people hear these doozies and they're like, oh, that's just a fluke. But you have to understand, I have tons of these. But here's Anne. Okay, so the only reason she joined Unlimited Abundance Journey was because her and her husband were wealthy at one time. But what happened with when the real estate market crashed, they had a bunch of store spaces, and they couldn't rent out those spaces. So they were blowing through money, and they didn't really have any option because they couldn't sell the property because it wasn't worth anything, and they couldn't lease it out, and nobody wanted to pay those high rents that they used to. And she had no clue what they were going to do because this was a family business. So it would take the whole family down, her and her 2 kids and her husband. So she set an intent that no matter what, she was going to lease these spaces. Now, in the middle of the journey, she really got the download that the broker was not cool. Okay, so she took massive action, because that was one of the blocks that we cleared about taking massive action, and changed brokers. And she followed her intuition, and that's how she found the broker. And literally, like the last week of Unlimited Abundance Journey, she leased 2 of those spaces. And one of those spaces, the biggest one, leased at a really good price for a 10-year period. And that contract alone will bring in over $1 million in revenue. And she said it's going to save her. It honestly saved her tush. She was so thrilled. She was so proud of herself. I mean, you should have seen her face. I actually met her later at a seminar, and she came up to me and she's like, oh my God. And her face looked so bright, and she was so happy because it was her family, So she was in the 3-month coaching program. And the reason she signed up was because she needed those rental. She was going to change her family situation. That's what she decided. So when I hosted the Unlimited Abundance Journey, I had to limit it. And I was forced in a way, which was very disheartening for me because everybody who knows me knows that I'm generous and I love to give and all that. But I was forced to turn down thousands of people. And so we really want to make this available because I want you guys to have your abundance blocks cleared. So here's what we've done. I hosted the Unlimited Abundance Journey. I recorded every session, and I made them into a whole program that you can consume at the comfort of your own home. Now, I want you guys to also realize, though, There was a lot of people from around the world that heard this unlimited abundance journey, and they didn't have time to get in on the live coaching calls. So they used the same exact recordings that I'm inviting you guys to try out, and they had spectacular results just by listening to the recording. So I want to be really clear about that, because I had everybody from Australia and England and Dubai and all over the world who consumed this. And you can think of it as an immersive, complete version of the energy clearing session that we just went through. You know, we only did that for about 15 minutes, so it's like an hour and 25 of those, and you get the exact same results, in my opinion, as a real-life one-on-one consultation with me. Now, let me just share with you 4 good reasons why you do not want to miss this program. The reason is you're experiencing an immersive form of energy balancing. You see, this isn't going to be your everyday home training program, I promise you. As a psychic and a healer, my gift is working with people's energy fields, and during each session, I use a series of techniques that allow me to address these issues. And I create this mold of this perfect energy template that has already been liberated from the specific abundance block that we're targeting. So if we're clearing that you have to work hard, I'm putting a mold on you that basically just goes kaboom, and it blasts open all the places that you feel like you have to work hard so you can work easy. The result is instant energetic transformation, little or no effort on your part. You just have to open to receive it. It will leave your mind and your body feeling absolutely rejuvenated. And the beauty of these techniques is that it works perfectly even through audio recordings. Most of my clients who experience this listen to them over and over again because they were so amazing. In fact, most of my clients who experienced the best results were long distance ones. The second reason is you'll get an exclusive selection of my most powerful energetic tools. And over the years, I've developed and perfected dozens of energetic tools that can easily and quickly spark profound changes in anyone. You're going to get transformational results. I mean, at the end of the day, either something works or it doesn't work, and this stuff works. I told you, 400 people took part in the original Unlimited Abundance journey, and a huge majority of them have reported massive positive improvements. You know, I get those emails, hundreds of them. They were like, oh my God. I mean, literally, it's profound. On top of the thousands of already successful clients I've worked with, I know, and I'm so confident that you're going to experience these results too. So, you know, I've worked with thousands of clients very successfully throughout the years, so I'm completely confident that you're going to experience these results too. Otherwise, I really wouldn't even offer it. The fourth reason that you should be here is it's going to be a lot of fun. I strongly believe that the more fun you have, the quicker your abundance is going to show up. And so I make it fun, I make it high vibration, and you're not going to want to miss this. I just want everybody to really get that at the end of the day, you get an embodied level of abundance. You basically embody the abundance instinct. So imagine, you know, that you can wake up in the morning and you say, hey, I want to invest in my money. And you can follow the instinct that's going to guide you to the greatest and most profitable investment. I make you guys feel good about profit. So you're not going to have all these hard financial decisions, these I don't knows, these I don't care, all these blocks. Like, we blow through all your I don't knows, I don't care, I don't know what to do, and give you the instinct, the embodiment of abundance. Some people actually, as soon as they said yes to Unlimited Abundance Journey, manifested that. Teresa, she's one such client. As soon as she said yes to it, she got a letter randomly from her mortgage, her bank, basically saying they dropped her mortgage, and she never asked for it. She doesn't know why they did it still. She didn't want to call them and alert them. But she said it was because she said yes to Unlimited Abundance and the doorway opened. In working with so many people, I've kind of got it down to a little bit of a, what are the 25 main ones? But I think everybody has little different trajectories, and that's why I wanted to do Unlimited Abundance, because we have 400 people on a call, 200 at a time, and we're literally clearing all the little trajectories of each block. because not everybody struggled the same. So if you had one way that you struggled and I had one way I struggled, all that energy in the collective is there, and we blow all of it up for everybody, even the ones that we don't even know that we have. So it's really cool. I actually calculated that. If you listen to 2 sessions, let's just say you wanted to go for it and listen to both sessions a week, just like everybody else did, that's only 20 minutes a day. So you can listen to 10 in the morning and 10 before you go to bed. Or like you put it on your iPad and you're waiting for your kid at school in the parking lot, put it on for 10 minutes. And then they'll love you because your energy will be different. So. You know, basically, some people from around the world, all they really did listen to was the recordings, and I got, I kind of checked in on that. I looked at all the emails and kind of matched them up with where they were and looked at how much they listened live and blah blah blah, because I was curious myself, and I pretty much got the same reports back. So that's a really good question, though. What I just want to say is this is important, because if you're blocked now, I mean seriously, if you're 30, 40, 50 years old and you're blocked now with your abundance, you're still could be potentially blocked for 20, 30, 40, 50 more years. I mean, seriously, like who wants to live like that? And the planet's upgrading, and the planet and your soul are going to kick you in the tush until you start clearing your stuff. That's just what I've noticed. Everybody listening has probably had some experience of the speeded up energy kind of bringing all their stuff to them. And I've seen amazing things happen when people liberate themselves from these blocks. And, everybody from all walk of life. I've had a welfare mom. In this course, I had a welfare mom get off of welfare, okay? And I had people who are millionaires who did the course. So it can affect positively and, affect everybody in a really cool way. Why not manifest your own inspiring success story? I mean, try out the Unlimited Abundance Home Training Program and, just really let me help you. I want to help you. The most important thing is I'm just so proud of everybody for choosing it. And I say that not from like I'm above you saying proud of you. I just I know what's going to happen for you. I truly know that you're going to be so different, and you're going to be like, holy crap, this really worked. Something finally worked for me. Because that's kind of the emails that I get. People go, I tried all these other things and da 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 and da da da, and this worked.